Hello, what's good? It's the Guys Podcast, Capture Media. We back again.
Yo, what up?
It's me. Yeah. It's me, Ty. Got my boy Muhammad. And we're gonna do a little short conversation today about the dark triad traits and why nice guys finish last. Um, okay, do it to be short. The dark triad traits, which I'm sure everyone's heard about by now, include narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. These traits Uh, they kind of actually I could pull up the exact definitions of all three, so I don't have to paraphrase anything. But the longest story, I mean, the fucking moral of the story pretty much is that these traits women tend to go for when they're younger because they confuse them for competence traits or traits of status. So one of the reasons why women like bad boys is because they confuse the traits of bad boys with competence traits. Um, I guess that's more of a problem nowadays, especially with our fathers helping women identify those type of traits. But this is why as a guy, if you're not one of those type of guys, I guess your best bet is to not really deal with women in a serious manner and really focus on developing yourself. This is why we say the shit that we say. You could try to fake that shit, I guess. But let's go into the definitions real quick. And then while I'm looking at the definitions, what do you think about the dark triad traits? Do you know about that shit?
Yeah, Machiavellianism, Stoicism. So basically, it's having um,
No, not stoicism, bro. It's narcissism, Machiavellianism, and fucking psychopathy. Those are the three
but
traits.
wouldn't psychopathy be considered? Correct me if I'm wrong, but let me now you're gonna make me research some shit. But Stoicism, I would think
Stoicism is not a dark triad trait.
no,
Stoicism is no, not at all, bro.
you don't think so. All right, so what is the so when you say a dark triad trait?
I
Hold on,
like this. Let's go into it. No, come on, let's go into it. This is what we need to do
read it. Hold
because
on.
people are gonna look at it and think the same shit. Because I'm just spewing random words right now, but this is why we go into it.
Yeah.
But it's something that you understand more fucking subconsciously than
Yeah,
consciously because you look at it and you what where you
but
see stoicism.
no. Listen, right. So dark triad traits. So one component of a dark triad trait is emotional coldness, duplicity, and aggressiveness. Right. So I would say that stoicism doesn't cover all of them, but I would say stoicism can be considered emotional coldness.
Okay, now I can agree with that. You
Yeah,
defended your point.
yeah,
Okay, it's not one of the three fucking trait, but yes, stoicism could be included in that. Someone who is seemingly emotionless or distant, these type of things.
but yo, then I'm looking at other like so I went to other overviews and it says grandiose sense of self-importance, an excessive need for admiration, a profound
That's narcissism.
a profound lack of empathy, an unrealistic sense of entitlement, and a tendency to be interpersonally exploitative. So I mean, I'm seeing different definitions, but I'm glad there is different definitions because it's not just right. It's not just one thing. There's a multitude of things that make up a like. That's why it's That's why it's plural, not singular. Traits with
Mhm.
that. So yeah, I think it's different things, but I think I'm not saying that stoicism and dark triad is the same exact thing, but I
No,
think
I don't think you are, but it is a part of it to a degree. So we could go into it a little like more in depth. So Machiavellianism, in short, is the personality trait of being unprincipled and manipulative. Which, if you just think about that in itself, you can understand how that affects women. Women often they believe what they hear. They like to be lied to. I would argue, which could be another topic. Why do women like to be lied to? Um. Uh. So right then and there, you can see how that type of trait and how those things Like you've seen it. You've seen the guy who tells a woman what she wants to hear. The guy who fucking smooth talks her to get what she wants. I mean, this is all what we kind of all have to embody a little bit of Machiavellianism to get better with women to a degree. Because everything we do as far as the dating process is a little bit of a manipulation, if you really think about it.
About this though, like me personally, I think that there's different types of
There's positive and negative manipulation.
what I'm saying is like there's different components, and as a man, you get to pick and choose one out of many that can lead or that can contribute to your success. I tend to like stoicism a little bit more than uh, the dark triad traits. Now understanding what it really means, like having the actual definition in front of me, because I always want to, not to say that you can't omit certain information. Like sometimes don't ask, don't tell. They don't ask, you don't have to tell. But I think that the harder you work and the more attractive you become, the more honest you can afford to be. Not to say that you can't embody stoicism and emotional coldness. I think to me, emotional coldness and stoicism, while still being trying your hardest not to be manipulative and lying, I think that might be a little bit more.
Nah, I don't think it's all that. I think stoicism is just being like unresponsive on a level, on a surface level. We can look up stoicism, but I mean, I guess that's what it means to you.
No, it's not what it means to me. Stoicism means you're not affected, right? You're not reactive, basically, right? Yeah, like like I said, there's going to be
And
different,
it,
different. You know, you're going to read different definitions. There's a possibility of reading, different definitions, different places, but for the most part, when you understand the concept, right?
Stoicism is a school of Hellenistic philosophy that flourished in ancient Greece and Rome. It teaches that the universe operates according to reason and emphasizes ethical self improvement and living in accordance with nature. Stoicism integrates logic, physics, and ethics into a complete philosophical system. So, to a degree, it's almost like a religion. And I guess part of Stoicism is what we talk about is being basically cold on the surface level. It's about not showing your hand as far as anyone can manipulate you through your emotions. And so showing too much emotions in one way or another is a fucking weakness. But what you're saying is important. So basically, there are things you can learn from the dark triad traits. There are things that, and actually, in becoming a man, that you actually do learn from the dark triad traits. I think that stoicism is one of those things. I think you embody a little bit of psychopathy when you're able to do certain things as a man and turn your emotions off. And I think that that's an important component to being a man. So I would say there's a good reason why women confuse these traits for success traits. Like because they kind of are based on the foundation or they kind of look similar. So like a stoic man who a stoic man who has this emotional control and all of that thing, and he might seem confident because a man who doesn't talk much and just his action might seem confident. Confidence is also a part of like narcissism, and they kind of overlap. Um, which is why I would say if you're a nice guy, you can't hate on the fucking bad boys all the time. You got to also realize that they're doing shit that works. Like you have to, if you want to become a more complete man, you really take the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? Those men will always have success with women or well, younger women, and men like younger women. So it's like, and in a way, that's another thing. Like if you're gonna have success with younger, because as women get older, they learn that this shit doesn't mean that success. That they can look past these traits and they are better able to handle those type of men and say, okay, that's not just because he's fucking a narcissist or just because he's or they throw that word around. So who the fuck even knows who's a narcissist? But just because he shows these type of traits doesn't make him a competent man. They don't fall for the guy in a fucking Ferrari just trying to holler at them. Well, shit, they still do. There's videos about that. So I can't even fucking say that, but they tend to learn as they get older, which is what we hear all the time. I used to like Bad Boys. I grew out of that. Da 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 da. So
I have a question for you. What came first, the chicken or the egg, right? So, like, is embodying those traits a byproduct of having success, or is it do you embody those traits to obtain the success? Because I think like I've always said this: most guys are nice. They're nice because
They
they
have to be.
they have to be, because it's very hard to fake abundance, right? Like, and women can sniff out guys who are faking abundance. Like it's like with the what my man said, only so long fake thugs can pretend. So it's like when you really don't have any water, it's kind of hard to pass up water that's unclean when you have no water at all. When you have things in abundance, it's kind of easy to say what's on your mind and be honest. It's like the more wealthier you become on your own, not under the control of someone, the more freedom you have, the more you can speak freely because you really don't give a fuck. But when you really are on these data apps and going out there and you only get one response, Tyree, and you only been on one date per every 2 months, that's like the actual reality of everyday men. How hard is it going to be to really, really walk away from a woman even though she's disrespecting you? Like, how hard will it really be to turn down a juicy cheeseburger that was thrown in your fucking face and said, "Eat this shit, piece of shit"? Either you do that and have no pride, at least you'll go home satisfied, or do you walk away and go home and starve to death? So it takes a special man to turn down things when it's delivered on a plate with disrespect when they don't have any other option, bro. So it's like I think it all comes down to being able to earn the right and be comfortable being um stoic, being comfortable being able to like be unresponsive or emotionless, because a lot of times men think that you have to be full of emotion and passion to attract women. But it's like you have to do what you have to do to get what you want if you don't have any other options. You know what I'm saying? So
I see. I get what you're saying. When it comes to, I think it's levels to it. So, stoicism is something that you learn. Like, it comes from detachment, and that's something you have to think through. Like some of the Machiavellianism and the narcissism, those traits, I think, they're easy to embody at a surface level because you can just fake it. It's like really, it really is just a veneer. It really just is just act that way. You know what I'm saying? You can act confident. You can do that. You can just, and I guess psychopathy got to be a little bit in you, but you can just do crazy shit. It kind of psychopathy it kind of is impulsive. So
it's
you can
basically
act.
force or emotion, basically. That's what basically.
Yeah, so you can act on those things, but I think that the actual qualities of being a man that women are trying to like that they think they see, like they think that they see competence in these men. They think that they see strong men. These are things that you some of these traits are things that you learn, that you think through, that you have to actually do the mental work or and like actually fucking like develop yourself and work on it. Like when you look at stoicism, that comes from detachment. Like I said previously,
Yeah.
you learn that through fucking realizing to only pay attention to what you have control over. You learn that through getting rid of that fear of missing out feeling that people have. Like when you learn to move at your own pace and stop, like I would say this is why they say as a young man, don't chase women. Just like who like you, date the girls that whatever, but really you're not even equipped to be a husband because I most women, the things that women want in this modern day, you're not going to be able to provide yet. So really dating is not a game for you to be playing seriously yet. Like and it didn't
But a lot of
got
women don't even want that level of provision and leadership and
or even if the provision and leadership, you don't even have like, okay, let's say you're not the
wait,
dark triad guy, right? Like you're just a regular guy. You don't fucking do none of that shit,
but what I'm saying
right?
is when a woman's
Go ahead.
young, she's in her most youthful stage of her life, she's in her prime, she really doesn't care about the stability and all that shit. She just wants to have a fun time. And I was gonna say too, Tyree, is that a lot of times the more women you deal with, the more jaded you become. And I think that being being fresh, wet behind the ears when it comes to women and a woman's nature it'll lead you to being a nice guy because that's what you think will actually. And it's not even about getting over on a woman, but it's like, let me be nice because I want to build something with this young lady, right? But I think that when you gain a level of understanding through experience dealing with women, you become. I think the more women you date and have fun with and just are intimate with, I think the more you get to see a woman's nature and what they really respond to. So that's why you become detached. You're like, they're all the same.
It don't surprise you as much. That's true. It
You're
doesn't
like,
surprise you. You go through, but that's experience. What you're talking about is experience, which is something that women value. Which is
yeah,
why confident men, those. That's why when they're younger, a
that's
man who seems overly confident, he'd be like, well, why would you be confident unless you have a reason? So women will confuse that overly confident, and their youngness as, oh, this man must be successful.
yeah,
So what I'm saying is like you're really not really designed to win unless unless you learn to embody those traits genuinely. But it's like the way you embody those traits genuinely is literally working on yourself. The confident, let's say you're not a confident guy, but you go to jujitsu for like 2 years, you're going to get confidence. Like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and it won't come from dealing or trying to chase women or trying to get it through an inauthentic way. And you like, let's say you fucking, um, you go and you become a doctor, or you go like, there are ways through just grinding and becoming better that you do become just more confident naturally. Now, it doesn't make you completely charismatic. It's not going to be like, you're not going to learn how to speak to women overnight. But what I will say is that when you have it's almost like a fuck it personality. Like, if you really just like have like, yo, fuck it, I don't care if I get her or not.
Yeah, the more
Like,
you like, the more you happen to be around beautiful women, talking to beautiful women, the more comfortable you're gonna be around beautiful women.
just
You you
you
become
treat
just
it like a game. You treat it like it's lighthearted. It's a game. It's just for fun.
but what I'm saying is that in order to get experience, you need experience, right? So it's not like women know when they're around a man that are used to being around other women or other beautiful women.
They do. They do. You seem like a player. Da, 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 da. Or you seem like you get girls, whatever.
That and just by it's sometimes being around women, and sometimes it's what you don't do that shows you who you are. Like, it's not some people think always what you have. They think about what you have to do to prove yourself. Sometimes it's what you don't do that can like give you a level of respect, right? So a lot of times when you're around pretty women and they know, damn, I can't get him to do certain things. He's not jumping. He's not performing for me. He's really laid back and chill. A person that's laid back, they've been there before. They've seen it 1,000 times. So women are built off of social proof. It's a survival mechanism, right? Women need pre-selection. So even if they don't admit it, that's the way it works. It's like you see married men when they have a ring, they're more attractive, right? You can't help it. When you see a guy in a club with a beautiful woman, other women want him. So it's like women are geared to be around men who are valuable to other women because that other woman did the work for them. So it's like they already pre-checked me out. They already gave me their stamp of approval, so now I'm more attractive. A man that's all antsy and nervous and stuttering, that signifies he's not really used to being around a certain level of women. So it goes hand. You can't. Nature is so beautiful when you do what you're supposed to do and you go through what you're supposed to go through. It's all gonna work out naturally, bro.
How it's supposed to. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to basically say.
Yeah,
It's like, there are like, you're going to, if you're, like I said, if you're not one of those guys, bro, because I can't tell you to fake it. Like, you can't fake that shit. If you're not one of those guys, I'm not the bad boy. I'm not that guy. There's a lot of us who can say, I'm not that guy. The way you go about, like, you got to lose to win
you gotta have
in
it.
this
Take it
sense.
to, bro. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, you gotta lose to win. You gotta be like, you know what? These bitches don't want me. Like, you don't say these bitches don't want me anyway, but you kind of move like that. Not saying that because in doing that, you're going to. It's so crazy. Like, and not trying to be popular, you'll become popular. Like, it's like one of those things. Like,
Facts.
and that's what's going to happen. It's not you detach the moment you detach yourself fully from like, yo, fuck, I'm not chasing a girl. Do this fucking circus clown act to try to convince a girl to like. It's instead of doing that, do like what we say every fucking episode. Just do the shit you're supposed to do. Like I said, take up jujitsu, find a new hobby, do this, get better at something. The things
Yeah,
that you do naturally.
facts. So
The-
it takes two, bro. But the problem is this: is that so many men miss signs. Whether the signs are "come talk to me, I want to engage," or whether the signs are "please leave me alone, you're being annoying, I really don't want to talk to you." Like it takes two, bro. It's 50-50. Like a lot of times men never get the opportunity to understand how a woman responds when she's interested in comparison to when she's not, because they do so much of the chasing. They never sit back and say, damn, you know what, let me see how a woman behaves when she's actually into me, right? A
That's
lot of
true
times,
too.
yeah, guys are so fucking thirsty, bro, that they never, like, this is why you be like, yo, um I've heard so many women say, "Yo, this piece of shit," or he's a creep. He tried to kiss me, or he tried to touch me," and I'm like, that's because men. A lot of times, men are not good at reading body language. Like me and you, we laugh about this shit all the time. Even Omar said this shit. What did Omar say? He said, I don't believe in just cold approaching a female unless she gives me a sign. Like if she's not looking at me, if she's not like being uh inviting with her body language, nigga, leave her alone. Like
Yeah, not, yeah, that's the only girls you should be talking to, especially like at any. First of all, at any age, this is what this is my philosophy since forever. It makes dating so much easier, bro. Like I really under this whole that men have to pursue shit. I agree when she shows me she likes me. Like that's when I agree. I don't believe in going up to a woman and trying to convince a woman to like you.
but a woman is very uh, yo, bro, women are very good socially. Like women are better social, um like they're better social, like when it comes to being socially uh understanding of situation, and just social awareness. Women are leaps and bounds
Yeah,
ahead.
they thrive in that environment, bro. Like, oh yeah, they know who's popular, they know who's the boss, they know who.
Yo,
Like,
all
they can go into a group of men and say he is the leader, he
exactly.
is this, he's that. They can do all of that.
Yeah,
If you see a new girl start at a new job, she might talk to you to the first few weeks until she realizes you ain't the alpha dog, and then she gonna go find who that nigga is. That's why if you see a girl new, she'll talk to everybody. But if you
yeah,
see her a few months from now, you'll realize she starts gravitating to who she feels is the
and every
person or the
girl in
you
high
know
school, they want the quarterback, they want the point guard. In the streets, in the hood, they want the big homie, they want the connect, they want the nigga that's supplying everybody. In every level, there's a boss, there's a leader. So women always find themselves gravitating towards, the leader,
the
the nigga,
top. They gravitate towards the top.
nigga,
So it's nothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's natural.
yeah, who got the sections, who's buying the bottles. So as a man, you just have to be aware. You be socially aware after dealing with so many women, or just understanding a woman's nature, and also too, you will never know what it's like to be attract women, and understand what a woman does with her body language when she's attracted, because you only have female friends, right? Like even me, like I learned so much just dating women, and being involved with different women. I see it so much. So it's like, damn, okay, she does this when she wants that. She wants a kid. If she's saying, hey, if she's looking at her watch, if she's looking at her phone, if she's suggesting going to another spot, if a woman is contacting you first, hey, what are you? Hey, what are you doing tonight? Like, are you the one always calling her first? Are you the one having to like get a woman's attention? A woman should already, you should already have a woman's attention before you approach her. That's another
Yeah.
thing. Like it's hard to approach a woman when she's not even making eye. Yo, you know how fucking easy it is, Todd, to approach a woman for a conversation. Woman is making eye contact with you. That's much easier than to having to like get her attention. That means that she doesn't even know you fucking exist.
Which is why I always hate motherfuckers. You know the people back in the day where I guess they try to do this to teach you something. But when they can be like, yo, go talk to that girl over there. I'm like, I hate shit like that, bro. I think it's really teaching niggas the wrong thing. It really teaches young men to pursue women at all costs. Like, I don't believe you should just see a beautiful woman across the room and go over there and shoot your shot for no reason. I really don't believe that. If you're doing that, I think you should do that as a Hail Mary. Maybe you'll never see her again. And you got to do this. Like, I get it. But if that's your normal practice, to just go, let me find women that are not fucking looking at me and say hi. Like you know what I'm saying? Like really put that in perspective. And I
Yeah,
think that's another thing that nice guys do that I don't think and here's the thing. I think the people who exhibit the dark triad traits do to some degree cold approach women, but they do it with a level of detachment that the nice guy can't do it with. There's always a way to do the wrong shit. Even though there's a right way to do the wrong shit. So even though I say don't cold approach, the men who do it and they're good at it, they don't give a fuck what happens, and they say what they want to say. and they're not coming over there nervous. It's really like, yeah, hey, I like you. You want to go out or what? Like you know what I'm saying? Like those are the guys who are going to have success with that. Whatever you do, you got to do it bold
Yeah.
as a man.
Or
If
just
you're gonna do it,
no, I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead. What you saying?
no. I'm saying if you're gonna do it, you do it bold. But I just wouldn't make that a strategy because again, living your life revolving around the approval or denial of women is just a terrible way of living. It's an empty way of living. That shit don't get you nowhere. It's
Yeah,
fun for about 2 seconds.
yeah. Your main focus can never be a woman. A woman is just a byproduct of you accumulating all the things that you need to accumulate to become a man that's pushing forward towards the right direction. Like, and just having, it's funny too, bro. Like, forget about picking women up and trying to like chat them up, but just having regular conversations with a woman. I think that's easier too. Like, that could be a dark triad trait. Just walking up to a woman, just having a regular conversation, emotionless, no flirtation, not giving her any signs, just regular. And just from that conversation alone, too, just being stoic, being non-reactive, you can see, damn, like, can I take it to the next level? I don't think niggas know how to like read the room and read the situation in real time. That's another thing too. Being stoic is cool, but you have to be understanding on the, like what you're who like the person that you're talking to and how and what type of reciprocity they're giving you within the conversation.
But
And
that's kind of like manipulative. But that's why that kind of like so that's why I say some of the stuff that the narcissism, the Machiavelli, the stuff that they are based off of, are kind of like the characteristics that embody those things are competence. They are a level of competence traits. Like a man who can manipulate you to a degree, he understands you. You know how to smooth talk you. He knows how to work your emotions, which is something we already understand women love. Women love men who can give them emotional highs and lows. So if I can fucking tell you you're beautiful and take you here and da, da, da. So like, there is things to learn from him. And I think that when you become successful with women, you learn how to use some of those traits in a positive way, on a way that does the least amount of, I guess, negative or in damage. You know what I'm saying? Like you learn to be manipulative, but you learn to do it in a way that's not. I'm not going to hurt the girl, but you learn manipulation is a little bit kind of being charming. That's kind of manipulation. You learn the purpose. You know what not to say and what to say. Don't bring up politics. Don't. I'm not saying that's manipulative, but you do all of those things to create an environment that is conducive to like mating, or an environment that makes a girl want to go home with you, or that you learn to do that. It's a kind of manipulation. You just do it in a more honest way, obviously, but this is how like those traits can get confused, and this is why nice guys shouldn't necessarily demonize the bad boys. Learn from them, but also know that um you're playing a losing game when you're dealing with a younger woman and you're trying to convince them to like you off of virtuous traits.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't convince a younger woman to like you because you nice to her or you listen to her or those type of things. They're not necessarily geared toward that because they're only looking, not only, but they're geared to looking for status and competence. And they're always going to confuse that. This is why it's important to date a woman, especially a young woman, if she had a father, because she won't even be able to respect the goodness you're bringing to her. She won't even be able to appreciate the goodness you're bringing to her, the certain traits that you think, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not manipulating you, I'm not doing this, so therefore I'm a good guy. You should like me more than the guy who's lying to you, make you feel good one day and then cheat on you the next day. No. The truth is that in her own way, she's navigating the male or masculine space trying to find the most competent men. It's just that she thinks these are the most competent traits. You can't convince her otherwise.
Yeah, I think a woman's attraction all boils down to like, is she physically attracted to you first? And then also too, do you represent yourself in a way that shows that you have other options? Basically, I think that those are the things like social proof and attraction. I think, and not caring. I think though because most men care and most men are willing to simp out and go
But
overboard.
Karen is again not Karen is part of the dark triad traits. Like you know what I'm saying? Everything we say, like you could point to all of the things that you've learned from the way when you could say you were younger or more blue pill or whatever the fuck, or like you whatever you say you learned from there, you could probably attribute that to one of the dark triad traits. You say I learned stoicism. I learned not to all of those things is something that you learn and that could be pointed from the dark triad traits. And like you can go, okay, that comes from that. That comes from that. I just learned to do it in a way that's a little more ethical, I guess you could say.
And the one thing that you have to understand too is that like one of the main things is like it goes back to one of the first episodes, never fall in love. I think when you start falling in love, you lose control of what the assignment is. And I think that's the only time a woman can like really break you is when you start to like care too much and you start to like fall in love and then you forget, right? You forget what the whole objective is in the relationships between man and a woman. I think that men have to keep that in understanding. As a man, I have to behave like this. I can't expose certain things. I have to remain stoic in my masculine frame, and I have to remain with the leverage in order for it to work. I think
Pretty
woman,
much.
a vulnerable woman is a sexy woman. A vulnerable man and a man that's leading with emotion becomes a man that's easy to control and break. And women don't want to control their man. I would argue. So
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. So nice guys finish last because women don't really respect nice traits when they're younger.
yeah,
By the time she figures out to respect the shit that you have to offer, she will be older. And there's nothing wrong with that, but this is just what it is. I mean, you deal with that how you will. Pay attention. Pay attention to when the nice guys get the girl. When do they get them?
yeah,
Later on in life.
that's
Because and I'm not saying that there's right or wrong, but that's what you're gonna be. That's what you're gonna be stuck with.
because you wouldn't want a man when he runs out of money. You wouldn't want a man when he runs out of masculinity. Men are visual, we're physical creatures, so why would we want a woman when she's out of her prime? We want to.
And this is why we're so offended by a woman saying that I know better now. It's like, okay, you know better now because it's almost like you have to. So it's like, in a sense, you're giving me scraps. You're giving me the scraps of you. Like, and that's why it bothers us. So, to the truth be told, and then by the time you become that guy who can get the girls, you're gonna turn into the bad boy because you're gonna be like, yo, I don't want to be with the girls who didn't want to deal with me when I didn't have it. Now I got the option to have it. So at the end of the day, nice guys finish last, and then you turn into the bad boy. That's the story.
You want to have your fun because you never have fun. So by the time she's out of her prime and you hitting yours, that's when she wants you. But you didn't have your
And
fun.
it change. And once you realize the game like that, it changes your interactions with women. You go, you know what? Why would I? Why? So she got to pick and choose.
But here's the kicker: a man, we would accept a woman that allows us to, exercise options sexually, and women don't understand that, and they look at it as like it's like they're losing. But most men would cheat if they could, and men are not built the same way women are
You
biologically. So,
never gonna get that argument to land, my nigga. We agree on that. This nigga always be spinning back around to that shit.
so
You never,
here's my thing:
I get it, bro. But you never gonna get that shit to land.
when do we stop saying? I'm sorry. When are we gonna start saying I don't give a fuck what they want? Like take like I said, and I'm gonna end with this. But if
Yeah,
all the men said this is who we are, they would have to go with the men that they're willing to accept it from because they've been sharing it anyway. But
it is true. I'm not saying that it's you can say however you want about the morals, but technically it's true. If niggas just did what they wanted to do, what could you really do? But I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. But we gonna end it on this. Look, nice
I
guys, nice guys. Sorry, man. That
yeah,
shit
nice
don't work.
ass.
That's all I can tell you. For all those guys, don't that keep that shit to yourself, man. Just work on being the best you, my nigga. Be whatever you want to do. Try to find a way to make your life cool. Make your
I'm ending with this top. Yo, when you don't want a woman, when you're not looking for a woman, when you're not looking for a relationship or love, and you're just doing the best that you can to become the better version of like whoever you are, that's when you find the most women. I
yeah.
swear.
That's what it is, bro. So stop chasing women. That's like the shit that we tell you all the fucking time.
Facts.
But yeah, that's it. Capture Media, the guys podcast. This is supposed to be a short talk, but it turned into a whole random conversation.
Have a short talk when you get on.
And we be chopping up about a bunch of bullshit, but it'd be interesting bullshit. So I like it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And anybody that wanna, because I always see the comments. I know the last video, Ty, with the whole the I like what you posted. I like what you said. Loud minority, the color purple. A lot of women came for you. They had smoke for you on the YouTube
Oh shit! Really? I didn't even see it yet. Okay, bro.
podcast. Tyree, I'm Muhammad. Until next time, we out.
Peace.